Howdy gang, back with the chronology, picking up in 1977. I've decided I'm going to kind of condense the rest of the 70s. I hope I can actually get through it in this one video. My reason for this is because as I made my notes over the last couple of days, I kind of came to the conclusion that 77, 78, 79, they all kind of blur together a little bit. There wasn't anything particularly outstanding during that time. I've got a bunch of my whole bunch of off-the-rack books here to show you as we talk, and I'll try to blow through this as quickly as I can and keep it as interesting as I can. These books are in no particular order, they're in no particular year, but I know they're all again from 77, 78, 79 off the rack stuff here. Incidentally, I'm going to sell this stack as a lot to anybody who may be interested. I will probably keep a handful of them. They're all in beautiful, kind of very fine-ish, very fine to near mint condition. They've been bagged and boarded for all these decades. But anyway, when that time comes, you'll know it. The jobs that I had during this time, my first job was a paper boy, delivering the Sunday paper with my friend David, who we called Doogie, who came up in my Tony Capilupo Wolfhead Comics videos. He's my buddy that bought that big run of Spider-Man. We delivered that Sunday newspaper together. I also worked in a chicken house at an egg farm collecting eggs. Unquestionably the dirtiest, smelliest, most disgusting work I've ever done. Terrible, terrible stuff. If you've never set foot in a chicken house, excuse me, I don't recommend you do, because it's just an awful experience. I also became a busboy at a fancy restaurant in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, called the Sunnyside Restaurant. And the last job I had in my high school years was as a dishwasher at Woolworth's. We had a mall called the MJ Mall, which is no longer here. But let me tell you, folks, that was some back-breaking work. I've done a lot of hard labor in my day, but let me tell you something about being a dishwasher. Bent over that conveyor belt with those bus trays coming back full of dishes. Oh my God. Tough stuff. Also around this time I was spending a lot of money buying vinyl on LPs and 45s, and I was really, really heavily getting into music. I mean, what teenager doesn't? And my comic book purchases remained kind of on an even keel during these years. Still buying Conan and Howard the Duck. They were my two main titles. And it's worth noting that neither one was a superhero title. Oh, I would still buy the occasional Spider-Man or Captain America. I would check in every once in a while, buy a Batman issue or a Superman, just to check in and see what was going on. Also, in these high school years, I started buying more issues of Creepy and Eerie. Had a little bit more cash in my pocket, and I wouldn't mind dropping the money for a title like that. The most significant event during these years related to comic books, and quite frankly, significant in that it changed my life, a friendship that changed my life and continues to have immense influence on me to this very day. I met my friend Tom. Tom and I met in high school in 1979. We didn't exactly hit it off at the beginning. We met in the cafeteria, the lunchroom. We didn't quite hit it off, did we, Tom? Not right away. That's between Tom and I. But once we got to the comics and the movies and the stuff that we were interested in, we became very, very good friends. And remain so to this day. Tom's father, may he rest in peace, was a Pennsylvania lad who joined the Army, was sent to Germany, and there he met a herrlich deutsche Fraulein, beautiful German girl, married, had some kids, and those folks remain like family to me. Their home became my second home, and I love that family with all my heart, and I always will. Tom's big thing, more than comic books, was kind of science fiction. He was really into Star Wars, and when the movie Alien came out, oh boy, that was right up Tom's alley. Tom remains a loyal, intensely devoted Star Wars collector. As a matter of fact, he's one of the main men in our Central Pennsylvania Star Wars Collecting Society. You go, Tom, because you are the man. But I'll talk a little bit more about Tom in the future too, because he's never gone away in figuring into my comic book history. I don't know. See, we just keep going on here. 77, 78, 79. Not too much to say. Just kind of on an even keel. What really came to pass, what kicked everything up a notch or 100 notches, was Frank Miller's Daredevil. And when I get back, I will talk plenty about Frank Miller's Daredevil. Frank Miller's Daredevil changed the game, changed the entire comic book industry. Not just for me, but for everybody. And no joke, his Daredevil was absolutely revolutionary. And I sincerely doubt that anything else has come along in the 35 years since that even rivals the impact of Frank Miller's Daredevil. Frank Miller's Daredevil was like Beatlemania hitting the planet Earth in 1964. That's what Frank Miller was to the comic book world. Make no mistake. But we'll get into all that next time. A final little number here. This was a comic book catalog. The most intense thing I ever bought, and I bought this in 1977 from Pacific Comics. This is not the exact copy. I bought this copy maybe 18 months ago, 18 months ago, something like that. Up until the time I got this catalog, all the mail order I did was from the mimeograph, what we called lists, you know. And this little sucker was just blew my mind. And I was very, very happy to find a copy on eBay. Actually, I found a couple of copies, and I sent one to Nick, our buddy Nick, ETA Nick. I know he loves this kind of stuff too, the old lists and all from the 1970s. So I got him a copy too and sent that to him. Anyway, really, that's pretty much it. The end of the 1970s, 77, 78, 79. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. I'm kind of just kind of glazing over these years, but they weren't particularly memorable, again, until Frank Miller's Daredevil hit the scene. And that's where we will pick up next time, my friends. Again, I hope you like this big stack of my off the rack books. They're all going to go to eBay here very shortly as a lot, minus maybe 3 or 4 or 5 of them. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out my eBay auctions. I've had a lot of great success here the last week or so with great help from some of my YouTube viewers. I'll keep them coming. I'll keep the videos coming. I'll keep the comic books coming. Slapping them on eBay. So, I don't know. Thanks for watching, y'all. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.